Welcome to Jurassic World.
Welcome to Jurassic World Minute, where we visit Jurassic World 1 minute at a time. So what are you thinking? We're out of a job. Don't you mean extinct? I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And on this episode we're discussing minute 69 of Jurassic World. No, I'm not going to do it. David, before we get to... before we get to the minute, we're going to head over to Jurassic-Pedia.com once again for a full article written up here on the Jurassic Park, or should I say the Isla Nublar Visitor Centre, by our friend Jurassic Tyrannosaur TJ. Sadly, I was hoping there'd be some more info here. The problem with this set for Fallen King, Jurassic World, there's just not a lot of information at all. We know it was done on a stage. Colin released a sort of teaser photo just before the film's release of sort of that front door facade with sun shining on it. It was like a daytime, obviously not daytime because they're inside, but it had the actual more of a lighter shot of that Tyrannosaur skeleton above the door. I remember, and not dark like in here. But yeah, we just don't know a lot about it. But we've got the full write-up here of what the visitor centre would have been back in the day, and now with some of those blueprints getting out on the internet, we get to see a lot more of what the floor looked like.
Yeah, and I know for a fact that that Jurassicpedia is definitely looking to eventually host and maybe even analyze the schematics here that have been released. Because I mean, this was it was a fair-sized article, but this was one that I had actually went back and completely revitalized with like full length descriptions and descriptions of all the various rooms and attractions that were within it, like the dining area, the gift shop, kitchens, and even added a small production note at the end there.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention that in the photo of the location without the set on it. Do you know when that was taken? Was that sort of after production had finished and they demolished the set, or is that newer?
I think that's actually from from the making of video. The very first one they released has like half hour, 45 minutes long, and that's a fade cut where the camera is just set up kind of showing you the before, and then it fades into the full set build with them walking around with all the camera equipment.
Oh, okay. Because I know the photos I've got are newer. I can't remember the name of the channel. If you go to YouTube and type like Jurassic Jeep inquire, and that there's actually I think there's 2 or 3 occurrences where someone over in Hawaii that owns Jurassic Jeep has driven onto the set. That road's still there. Of course, I think at Botanical Gardens in Kauai where it was filmed, and there's actually flower beds up there now, I think roses or something, on that hill where the visitor centre was. But you can still sort of make out, of course, the big tree that was on or behind the right-hand side of the facade.
Yeah, being a privately owned area, it's definitely been kept up. So,
yeah.
And I really like that they still, I mean, they don't offer tours, I don't think, but they have still kept the area up, and it still looks very picturesque and beautiful.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know for getting access to some of that stuff.
People have, I'm not quite sure how, but I do know that the Jurassic Kahili Ranch, where they did the Welcome to Jurassic Park scene, has recently started offering guided tours on like ATVs or something, similar to the Koaloa Ranch on Oahu.
Nice. I could get over there.
I do too, man.
Just one thing to add too, looking at the thing here. Again, with those blueprints being released, there's actually a lift. When everyone walks in through the front doors and you got the bottom of the staircase, they walk up off to the right of that. It's just off screen. We don't actually get to see it on the blueprints anyway. There's a lift there that goes up to the second level, and I wonder if that's a hint to the novel where it went down to the underground garage. We see a garage in this minute, but I'm going to protest that it's not the garage. It's just a maintenance thing when we get to it. But
well, it looked like in the novel there was actually two separate garages where they had the one where they had the like all the tour vehicles lined up, and then they had a small connecting one to the visitor center that I think this one is in the movie, that just housed a couple of the Jeeps and some like raincoats and stuff.
Yep. And a couple of spare clutches, because Jeeps must be known for doing clutches.
I'm not sure about that, but I do know that Jeeps are known to have finicky transmissions.
Especially if you got someone leaning on the stick.
No, but my mom had a Jeep Grand Cherokee for a long time, and we loved that. We loved that thing. It was great. It was just that the transmission just randomly died one day, and we couldn't reverse. We were literally stuck in a parking lot because we could not reverse the Jeep. It wouldn't go anywhere if you press the gas in reverse.
Oh wow!
It would only go forward. And then we did research afterwards, and it turns out that Jeeps are apparently known to have finicky transmissions like that.
Back to the visitor center. Yeah, so check out this article and many more over at Jurassic-Pedia.com.
Where did you get that?
Oh, this? I got it on eBay. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I got it for $150, but the mint condition one goes for $300.
Didn't occur to you maybe that's in poor taste?
The shirt? Yeah, no, it did. I understand people died. It was terrible, but that first park was legit. You know, I have a lot of respect for it. They didn't need these genetic hybrids. They just needed dinosaurs, real dinosaurs. That's kind of enough.
Please don't wear it again.
Dave, reading into minute 69.
I am.
Minute 69 of Jurassic World opens with a familiar set of doors being opened and ends with Zach checking out a dark mural. As we continue to explore this dark abandoned building from minute 68, the boys get both doors fully open and begin to walk inside. And I love the shot looking through the doors of just the sun shining in on the bit of the grass and vegetation on the inside, but we can see ferns and plants have completely overgrown the lobby, and that shafts of light shining down from the roof, and we can hear water dripping off screen as well, so a leaky pipe.
Or it could just be like condensation from the vines falling down. It is a rainforest.
Yeah, yep.
Surprisingly, however, the scaffolding is still there somehow.
That's the wrong scaffolding is there. I'll say, we get a shot here, sort of as they looking past and panning up to the roof, and you can see the on the left hand side it's sort of like a full set of scaffolding. It goes from the second level down to the ground, where in the original film it hung from the ceiling and went across to the top of the sauropod skull and never actually went to the ground.
That is true.
The full height scaffolding was over on the right near the staircase that led up to the second level, so
yeah.
Again,
we'll chalk it up to something that Masrani left behind when he was still trying to consider the attraction.
Yeah, it's possible they set that up to assess the roof or something to see if they could reuse the old, because remember that had the big timber beams for the ceiling that would take a lot of time to rot down, but
yeah. Well, not only that, but we do know that they were basically salvaging sections of the park, and they may have wanted to consider areas of the visitor center to potentially salvage, like the gates from the tour road.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. But aside from that scaffolding, I think this shot inside the rotunda, as they look up and you see those iconic windows still letting light in, and the roof structure. Thatched roofs wouldn't last this long, so I'm going to call on that, but I'm sure there'd be some sort of hard lining underneath the thatched roofs, so that...
Yeah, I never expected there to be actual, like, it was just only straw. I always figured that the thatched roof was just a facade for the actual roof.
Yeah, and you've still got the air conditioning vent over on the right-hand side in the roof there as well, which is just like in the original film, so I do love that shot.
Mm-hmm.
But as we look around, we can see parts of the skeleton can almost be seen amongst the ferns, and we get the canvas banner dirty on the floor, covered in leaves. Zach pulls up a piece of bone from the grass and brushes it off. I don't know if he thought it was a stick and then realises the bone as he picks it up, but he then looks down at the... Actually, before we get past the fossils or the skeleton, I don't think we've ever discussed. Do you think that skeleton had on display in the lobby? Do you think that was a real skeleton, or I'm pretty sure?
I'm pretty sure that was a replica cast.
Yeah, because in the when they're all crawling on it starts to collapse. It actually, like, bits bounce, and it sounds as it hits the ground. You can hear sort of that hollow noise of just like plastic or something bouncing off the ground.
Yeah. I kind of always imagined it was like some kind of, like you said, polystyrene or something like that, where it was just like a fake hard resin material, not exactly like plastic, but something durable and similar that could effectively imitate fossil bone.
Well, I think from memory, when Ellie falls to the ground, the rib cage falls all around her. Bits of it sort of explode and turn to dust and chip and all sorts of things. So
yeah,
definitely not real. Which makes you wonder here. Yes, if it was real, being rock would last. If it's made out of something not so long term, how much this skeleton would still be here. Of course, as we've seen that shot earlier, up above, some of those windows around the roof are broken, where the plants and vines have come in. So there's definitely water and leaves and all the sort of vegetation on the marble floor that was here. So a lot of dirt's blown in over the years to give a bed or base for these plants to grow.
I would have to say, just looking at the wide shots here of the stairway, I think the stairway's collapsed at this point because the angling doesn't look like it goes all the way up anymore.
Well, there's a shot of that I've got here of the boys just as Zach's got the bone in one hand and picks up the banner to flick the leaves and debris off it, and you can see the stair railing go up behind him, pretty much to where the banner's hung. And then the railing just goes straight down, almost on a sharp angle back to the floor. So, yeah, I reckon that the top of those stairs have collapsed.
That's sad.
Yeah, which probably gives us a reason why they don't go upstairs to explore. Unfortunately, because I'd love to see a ruined control room or lab.
I would probably imagine that any technology that they had there would have been taken during the 1994 cleanup, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, especially
because I mean that's all like trade secrets. You're not just gonna let that stay sitting around and rotting.
Yeah, but then they don't clean up the lab on sauna, so it's this whole messy canon we've got now for this franchise.
I mean, to be fair though, nobody's supposed to know about sauna.
Yeah, true. True.
It was supposed to be Injin's dirty little secret, as Malcolm calls it.
Yeah, but you'd think in '94 when they done the cleanup, not many more would know about Nublar either. It was only really commonplace when we get the San Diego incident. But,
yeah, true.
Zach notices that piece of banner on the ground and uses his foot to brush away some leaves and picks up the section of banner and gives it a shake. We've talked about the bones and all concrete and thatched roofs and all that sort of thing lasting so long. I'd assume it would have been a canvas banner made back in the 90s for that Welcome to When Dinosaurs Rule the Earth banner. there's no way that's still surviving. I know canvas, when it's kept in good condition, can last a very long time, but when it's laying on the floor amongst the leaves, dirt and debris and moisture.
For some reason, I always thought it was vinyl, which is why I never understood how they were able to get it to burn from a match head.
Well, this one is. The way he flicks it and makes that sound, and you can sort of see the sheen on it where they've tried to dirty it up. This what he picks up is a vinyl banner, but the way that original one sort of flutters down in the wind or in the air past the Tyrannosaurus as it roars, vinyl wouldn't do that. Vinyl would just fall to the ground. So it'd have to be a light canvas.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, here he's gonna burn my childhood. Before he does, he looks to Gray and asks, "Do you still have those matches?" 2015 9/11. Why are you carrying matches in a fanny pack? I can assume we don't actually see the front of the matchbook or the box of matches. Maybe it was something he got from a gift shop, or it was in the hotel room. Maybe I don't know why Gray's got a box of matches in his fanny pack.
Well, you seem to have just about everything you need in a fanny pack. Who brings a box of matches to a tropical island? Really? I mean, especially a kid. Was he planning on burning something?
I don't know if we've seen Gray being that sort of prepare for everything outdoorsman. Yes, he's good with numbers and that sort of stuff, but you'd think if anyone, Zach would be the one with the matches in his back pocket because he's a firebug or something. I
mean, I can understand the granola bar. A lot of people keep snacks and stuff in like a backpack or something when they go on vacation, but a box of matches? Really? To a tropical theme park? As I said, was he planning on burning something?
Well, again, it's a sign of the times, but maybe back in the 90s, if this film existed back then, maybe Zach had a dirty little secret where he liked to sneak off and smoke, or something, had a Zippo lighter.
It's Gray who has the matches.
Yeah. But just to have someone with a lighting device, matches or a lighter, having a sort of a smoking plot for Zach, you couldn't do it now, of course. But
speaking of doing it now, assuming Gray had the fanny pack the whole time, because doesn't he have it on when he goes to the carry-on or when he gets on the plane? I'd have to check because how exactly did a 8-year-old get a box of matches past TSA?
That's what I'm saying. It's post 9/11.
Exactly. I mean, this is 2015. They got like a whole thing you walk into that checks density. He's not getting away with a box of matches on an airplane in 2015. 8-year-old or not.
Yeah. And if he's got a box of matches in there, what else has he got in that thing? No, unless his jumper's over it, he's not standing in the airport with it on. We don't really.
Then he might have had it on in his carry-on, which would make much more sense because he's not getting that past security.
Well, he's got a backpack. Both boys have got a backpack on when they're standing there saying goodbye to the parents, so it could be in that, which is even worse because that backpack's going on the plane.
Yeah, but I mean, again, they would have checked that, and I doubt he has enough for a week, like a week's worth of clothes in one backpack.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's probably got a carry-on luggage with some of his other stuff in it, you know?
Yeah. Getting onto the...
a checked luggage, I should say.
Yeah. Getting onto the ferry, he's got the backpack on too, no fanny pack there, so it's something he's pulled out of something when he started wearing when he got to the island. Gray does have the box of matches in there and hands them over to Zach and says, "Here you go." And... like someone burning issue 1 of Superman, we cut to Zach lighting that banner on fire. And that's when we cut to Zach leading Gray deeper into the building, that flaming banner alight. The whole time again, just that slow JP piano theme playing in the background. They've walked to the rear of the lobby here, as we can see in the background. You can see the murals, the parasol office in the background. The glass not broken, like every other window we've seen in abandoned buildings in this franchise, or the image, that mural of the parasol office, clean enough that we can see what it is in the background. And he comes up to the raptor, that we know is on that that mural glass partition between the lobby and the dining room.
Yeah, say the way that it's filmed here, he would have had to have, and judging by the way they run off, he had to have gone. They would have had to have gone up to the back of, or up to the front of the mural behind where the skeletons used to be, and then the plans show a from behind the stairs where the stairs used to be, that the there's like a 4 alcoves, or 2 alcoves on each side, and between those alcoves are hallways. I assume that the hallway on the right side, when you first enter, probably goes to the garage that we see.
Well, again, with those plans don't include a garage in the floor, on the ground floor schematics, and it's something that's been made up for the film. But because we know there's those wings that go off the side of the main door, main entrance as well, which seem to be just open areas. And at the very rear of the lobby, you've got this main mural with doors either side that just seem to go into the dining room. There's 2 separate entranceways to the dining room. Yeah,
and of course behind there is the gift shop, and on the other side is the patio.
But if before you hadn't realised where we were, like the Raptor mural is the final giveaway that this is the abandoned visitor centre from the original park. And as the minute ends, Gray sort of puts his hand up to the raptor's snout, gives a bit of a brush off. I'm glad they didn't smash their way through the mural, because they couldn't open a door. That'd be just one step too far.
Well, the thing is, in the course of the movie here, is that the first mural that we see is actually meant to be partially transparent. The one, when we see them eating, they're actually looking at the opposite side, with the raptors entering from the main doors of the visitor center. But it looks here that they kind of made it more solid and wall-like instead of being like painted glass.
I wonder if that's just how much grime, mold, or something.
Yeah, that's true. That very well could be as well.
Considering the other side of it's the dining area, and the kitchen, if there was water damage, if the building is sinking, it might be the dining room might have a layer of water or mud in there. I hate that explanation. Anything else on what we've seen here before we get into the novel comparisons? We're going to see a lot more of this as we move beyond the doors to the garage.
No, I think we covered that pretty well.
All right. The brothers push through the front door. As they walk in, something cracked under Zach's foot. He kicked aside. A broken bone, a collapsed T-Rex skeleton lay on the ground, covered in vines and vegetation. He said, Aunt Claire will probably send people out looking for us. We can wait here. And Gray just says it'll find us here. Zach makes a torch and asks Gray if he has a pack of matches in his fanny pack. And once Zach lights the makeshift torch in the light, he can see a door marked vehicle garage, so we don't get the murals in the novel.
Which is honestly kind of disappointing, because the novel, or the finding the Raptor mural, is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie, especially with the accompanying music. I'm actually kind of disappointed that that music wasn't on the official soundtrack, but was later included on the extended soundtrack portions that I think Giacchino released himself.
Yeah, I think it's also a shame that, okay, have the mural here, but then after he rubs or puts his hand on the snout, look towards where the camera is, and then cut to a door, a half-open door or something that says vehicle garage on it, just so we know it's something that comes off the main lobby here, much like the original novel where there was a guard standing there, leading down to the garage.
Yeah. I think, honestly, and this may just be because of A, budgetary reasons, and B, honestly, most of the structure is probably just too damaged to really be recognizable anyway. It would have been nice to see them explore the rest of the ground floor there at least, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but then again, how much do you show? Do we have them explore it and have the Indominus crash in and not have the Jeeps, or at least we got something a little bit not like Camp Cretaceous. Still won't give us any goddamn original park stuff.
Hey, we still got another season.
Yeah, well, as long as more seasons are coming, the candle or the banner torch is still lit for some old park to return. But Dave, that's minute 69. How about we get Evie's today?
All right.